Hey guys, it's Olivia and I'm back with another video. So I think it's safe to say that if you're in your early 20s, that a minivan isn't on your radar. Like everybody be saying, I'm never gonna drive a minivan and all this stuff, and then before they know it, they're driving a minivan. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why every parent drives a minivan, even though a few years prior, when they hadn't even started a family yet, they're talking about, oh, I'm never gonna drive a minivan, and now that's their go-to vehicle. I'm going to explain to you why. But before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make new videos every Monday. I make anywhere from topic videos like this to rant videos to how to make money online videos. And with all that being said, let's get into this week's video. So let me just clarify something. When I say every parent, I mean every parent of like a medium to big size family. Like if you're an only child, so just two parents and a kid, then you can get away with driving a sedan because there's ample space in the back seat for that one child. Meanwhile, when it gets to the point where you have three kids, having three humans squished in a back seat just isn't it. So I would say three kids or more, all these parents are driving minivans, and this is why. So the most obvious reason why parents of bigger families drive a minivan is because of space. Like you have this many people and a minivan has this many seats, ample space for everybody and all that good stuff. But there are other vehicles that have 7 seats, like an Escalade per se. So why aren't people buying Escalades when they expand their family, other than price? The reason why their go-to is a minivan is because, as I said before, nobody wants to drive a minivan. Nobody's dream car is a minivan. Nobody's like, oh my gosh, I'm saving up for that Ford Windstar. Oh my gosh, I'm saving up for that Honda Odyssey. Oh my gosh, I'm saving up for that Toyota Sienna. Nobody has ever said that. That is nobody's dream car. So it's like if you have children, like you have like a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, like you have young children, let me tell you what your car is going to look like. There's going to be crumbs of every snack. There's going to be crumbs from Goldfish and animal crackers and Cheerios, because we all know how little kids eat. Like little kids, they don't really have a lot of teeth. Like they have like 4. They just have like these front ones, right? So then they don't chew their food. They just kind of suck on it till it gets soft and then they swallow it. So their face gets all messy and stuff falls on the seat and stuff falls on the floor and all this stuff. So you're going to have all these crumbs. Then a sippy cup is going to spill over and a bottle's going to spill over. You're going to have a stain from milk and a stain from juice and a stain from this and that and whatever. But you see, the thing is, as I said, nobody's dream car is a minivan. So you don't care that your minivan has crumbs in the seats or stains on the floor or garbage in the cup holder. You don't care because it's a minivan. That's not your dream car. Like, have you ever been in like someone's dream car? Like, this is the car that they've been saving up for, and you're like a grown human, so you know how to eat in a clean manner, and they're just like, no food in my car. Don't eat in my car, right? When somebody cares about their car, you're not even allowed to think about food while you're in their car, let alone eat in their car. But when it's just their minivan, no, who has ever said don't eat in my minivan? Who has ever said that? Nobody, ever. The reason why growing families have minivans is because growing families have young children, and young children are messy, and people don't care if their minivan gets messy. You would be crazy to put a 2-year-old in an Escalade, even if you can afford it. Like, you're a millionaire. What's that $100,000 for that car, right? It doesn't matter. I don't even think rich people be driving around their 2-year-olds in an Escalade because, like when you have a nice car, 2-year-olds are not allowed in the car. They're not allowed to touch the car. They're not allowed to look at the car. They're not allowed to breathe in the general direction of the car because children are destructive. Like, have you ever been to the house of somebody who has a toddler? Maybe their house isn't the most organized, not because they're not clean people, but because they have a toddler. So then your car is basically your house on the go. So a toddler is going to ruin that car. That's why even though there are other vehicles that seat 7, you're not gonna buy those other vehicles. You're gonna buy the minivan because nobody cares about the minivan. You can get in the minivan with your dirty soccer cleats on, like, oh, it was raining and you were playing soccer on the grass in the mud? Yeah, get into my minivan. No, don't get into my Escalade. That is why people get minivans, because nobody cares about minivans. No one cares. Like, my family didn't get a minivan until just before I was born, and I am child number 3, okay? And do you know how many things we did in that minivan? Like, soccer practice, baseball practice, soccer tournaments, baseball games, basketball games, whatever, driving to America and back. I'm from Canada, by the way. We'll be driving to America and back because you don't care about putting mileage on your minivan. You don't care because it's a minivan. Like, and your minivan is for your family. Your minivan is where you drive your kids, you drive yourself to work, like, everything happens in that minivan. It's literally a house on wheels. Everything happens in that minivan, okay? You don't care if it's messy. You don't care how many miles are on it. It just needs to get you where you need to get. And that's it. So as I said, my parents didn't get a minivan until just before I was born. When I was born, my 2 older brothers were 3 and 5. Who's gonna buy a nice car for an infant, a 3-year-old, and a 5-year-old? Do you know how crazy the back seat of that car is gonna be? Nobody is buying a nice 7-seater for their infant, 3-year-old, and 5-year-old. No, they're buying a minivan. They're buying a Ford Windstar. That's what they're buying. That's the car we had, in case you're curious. And that's just what it is. And now, I'm not even gonna lie, minivans are actually pretty nice now. Like, my family doesn't own a minivan anymore because me and my brothers are, like, grown. So, like, we all have our own cars. So there's no reason to have a 7-seater when you're never carrying the full family around. So, yeah, my parents have now gone back to sedans. But I have been in other people's minivans. And, like, now you have, like, all this newfangled technology all up in your minivans. Like, you have, firstly, there's a sliding door on both sides. But back in my day, our minivans only had a sliding door on one side, on the passenger side, if I remember correctly. So you had to walk around the car. So even if you're going to sit in the seat behind the driver, it doesn't matter. You have to get in on the seat behind the front passenger and walk to the other side, because that is how it worked. And now you guys have that button that you push where, like, the door just closes by itself, and, like, the back windows actually go down. So, like, your minivans are nice now. But that's still the car you're gonna buy, because there are better vehicles than a minivan. And even though minivans have now evolved since my childhood, which was so long ago, since they have now evolved, it doesn't matter. They're still at the bottom of the totem pole. Still nobody's dream vehicle. Still the car that you don't care if there's mud in it, if there's snacks in the seats, if there's empty McDonald's cups in the cup holders. No one cares. Oh, it has like 300,000 miles. Who cares? It's a minivan. That's what it's for. So, I feel like the irony of this is that nobody wants a minivan, and that's why everybody has a minivan. Because since you don't care about this vehicle and you know that there's going to be a whole bunch of wear and tear, you don't want a whole bunch of wear and tear on your dream car, so you're going to buy your non-dream car. So, the reason why there are so many minivans on the road is because nobody wants them. No one cares about them, and that's why they bought them. They don't care if it gets messed up, so they bought it. So they don't want it. Nobody wants a minivan, but everybody has a minivan. And I find that so ironic. You don't want it, and that's why you have it. So yeah, in case you were wondering, like, these are the kinds of questions that go on in my head, like, why are there so many minivans? I literally spend time thinking about minivans, and then I turned it into a video. Like, this is the kind of stuff that goes on in my head. Literally, this is a window into my brain. I literally spend time thinking about minivans. And now I don't have to think about it any longer because I figured it out. And in case you are like me and you wonder about normal things that happen in the daily life, but for some reason they're incredibly interesting and you feel the need to wonder about it for a very long time, well, now you don't have to wonder about it because I wondered for you. You're welcome. So that's all for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you think your friends will enjoy it, be sure to share it with them. All my social media links will be down below in case you want to follow me on there. Be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make new videos every Monday, and I'll see you next Monday with a new video.